Deep in the frozen wilderness of the unstable server lies a secret that few have ever witnessed. Miles away from any known settlement, hidden behind an eternal veil of fog, exists the Mist Civilization. Among the thousands of souls that traverse these lands, a tiny fraction even knows of its existence. The legends say that once you step into the fog, you are never seen again. Those who tried to flee were hunted down by a shadow, a warrior whose name strikes fear into the hearts of the strongest, Mistral. Because of this terror, I was contacted by a mysterious group known as the Lot. My mission was clear but deadly: find Mistral and end his reign. He is the iron fist that keeps the people of the Mist in a state of constant dread. But to kill a legend, I first had to become part of the myth. I had to infiltrate the very heart of the fog. I began my journey alongside a guide who led me through the whiteout on a flying vessel. The air grew colder and the visibility dropped to almost nothing. My guide questioned my motives, wondering why a powerful combatant would seek out such a secluded life. I lied, telling him I was simply bored and looking for a fresh challenge. The truth was far more dangerous. He warned me that without a compass, I would be swallowed by the fog and lost forever. Most importantly, he made it clear that joining the Mist was a lifelong commitment. The only way out is through the gates of death. As we approached the city, a massive fortress emerged from the gray. The architecture was imposing, built of dark stone and glowing with an eerie light. It was a city of silence and secrets. Upon arrival, I was told to find a place to stay. The inhabitants were mostly busy with various duties, leaving the streets hauntingly quiet. My true purpose was always at the front of my mind: find Mistral. However, I didn't just want to kill, I wanted a duel. My goal has always been to reach the rank of a combat Grand Master, and defeating the most feared man in the world was the ultimate test. I started gathering intelligence by talking to the local residents. Most spoke of Mistral in hushed tones, describing him as a phantom. They said he was stacked with the best gear, wearing armor forged in the depths of the Nether. Some called him an evil force who would kill a man for simply wasting his time. A crucial piece of information surfaced. Mistral didn't actually live within the city walls. He had a private sanctuary somewhere deep in the mist. My presence didn't go unnoticed. I was paired with a teammate named Supreme for trial chamber duty. Supreme was suspicious from the start. He had heard about me asking too many questions. He didn't believe I was there to serve the civilization. He accused me of being an infiltrator with false intentions. Without hard evidence, the leaders decided that our dispute would be settled the old way: trial by combat. The arena was a vast, checkered floor surrounded by spectators. Because I was considered a high-level fighter, the rules were skewed against me. It would be me against Supreme and another warrior, a 2-against-1 disadvantage. I knew their weakness was their heavy diamond armor. While strong, it made them vulnerable to being pushed back. I equipped a sword designed specifically to knock enemies away, intending to separate them and take them down individually. The fight was a blur of steel and motion. I moved with speed, using the terrain to my advantage. Every time they tried to corner me, I sent them flying back, breaking their coordination. Despite their combined strength, they couldn't keep up with my footwork. I popped their totems of undying, forcing them to realize that armor alone wouldn't save them. I emerged victorious, and Supreme was forced to retract his accusations, though the tension remained. I knew I couldn't stay much longer. I had found another ally, a player named Lomity, who was willing to help me escape. We prepared in secret, gathering invisibility potions and wind-based tools to help us scale the massive walls. We waited for the cover of night. We splashed ourselves with potions, vanishing from sight, and used the force of the wind to launch ourselves over the battlements. We were free from the city, but we weren't alone. An army of diamond-clad soldiers, known as the Arachne, were hot on our trail. They knew we had deserted, and they were determined to bring us back or bury us in the snow. The chase was intense. We sprinted across frozen lakes and over jagged mountains, the sound of their footsteps echoing behind us. To create a distraction, I unleashed a massive pack of trained wolves. The snowy plains turned into a chaotic battlefield as my wolves tore into the pursuing army, giving Lomity and me the time we needed to vanish into the deep caverns. We pushed deeper into the earth until we found it, an incredible icy cave that looked like the throne room of a winter god. And there, standing among the bookshelves in a small hidden house, was Mistral. He was exactly as the legends described, calm and imposing. He didn't care about my reputation or my mission. The final confrontation began. We stepped out onto the frozen floor of the cavern. The air was thick with tension. Mistral was a master of the mace and the wind, using gravity and force to launch devastating attacks from above. He was unlike any opponent I had ever faced. We traded blows that would have killed lesser men instantly. Totems were popped on both sides as we pushed each other to the absolute limit. The fight moved from the ground to the high ledges of the cave. We used wind charges to leap through the air, clashing mid-flight. It was a dance of death. Mistral used the environment, trying to trap me in cobwebs or knock me into the abyss below. I managed to land a series of critical hits, but he was resilient. Just as it seemed the fight reached its climax, a tactical retreat was made. Mistral had proven his strength, and I had proven mine. The mission was far from over, but I had survived the mist. I stood on the boat with Lomity, looking back at the fog. I hadn't achieved the rank of Grand Master yet, but I was one step closer. The legend of the mist lived on, but now I was part of it. If you enjoyed this intense journey and want to see more epic duels, please click that subscribe button. Support the channel to join me on the road to becoming a Grand Master. For more exciting perspectives from the other members of this server, feel free to check out their channels as well.